Hi, this is Pat Ray from Pat's Prevention and Treatment Services. Today we're talking about parenting. If you are taking this parenting class as referred by another provider, please be sure to put that on your paper, the name of the provider that has referred you. I need your first and last name on a piece of paper along with today's date. I also need you to put the type of group, which is parenting, and the topic, which is preventing child abuse with effective parenting strategies. Okay, so at the end, you will complete any tasks or assignments I have given you. You will answer those on your paper. You will also write 3 things, statements about what you learned about, thought about, or would like to would like to talk about. Okay, and then you will take a picture of it and you can email it, pat@changeisachoice.org, or you can take a picture and send it to me by text 217-766-9132. If someone is paying for your classes, please let me know who that is. If you are paying for the class, you can pay over the phone, 217-954-1128, or you can mail at 300 South Broadway, Suite 110A, as in Apple, in Urbana 61801. Okay, so today I wanted to talk just a little bit about the nature of the problem. Parents in general, family members in general, caregivers in general do not want or intend to inflict any kind of abuse on the children in their lives. For most people, that is not something they set out to do, but it can happen even in the best of parents, in the best of families, in the most educated families, in the most loving families, whatever it might be, it can happen. So we say, what in the world would make that happen? Well, I want to touch on some of those just to give us an idea of what could happen or could lead to abuse. And one of the big ones right off of the top is poverty. Now, I'm not saying that people who have a good income are exempt from this. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that poverty makes it hard. Folks who are unemployed, they are struggling. Maybe they're trying to go back to school to increase their education, or they might possibly not be able to reach out and get the education or the training that they want. And they're just struggling and they're at home a lot. You know, stress causes us to sometimes kind of take it out on others. You know, I recently went through a whole week of somebody taking it out on me because they were stressed. You know, it doesn't feel good, and it was abusive. However, I don't think the other person saw it that way at all. Okay, so another thing is when folks are very young and they absolutely just do not have the life experience. And another thing that we know is that the frontal cortex, where the good judgment, good decision making, executive thinking skills, all of that is right here in the frontal cortex, does not fully mature until at least the age of 24. So if I am 15 and I am having a child, I'm just simply not going to be able to make the best decisions. Not saying I can't make good decisions for my child, but I'm just saying that it is more difficult. Okay. Judgment, not thinking of what could happen, the thinking ahead, the realizing what the big picture is a little more difficult for somebody who is 18, say, than somebody who's 25, just in that respect. Okay. Another thing that is very difficult and challenges parenting skills is when children are born close, you know, not when you have boom, boom, boom babies. I say that, I experienced that. I have a cat here. I'm sorry, guys, I'm working at home, and every morning he does this. Go. So, personally, having had children close together, I remember just getting everyone in the car to go someplace was oftentimes a struggle. And not having skills at the age of 21, I already had 3 children. And that was quite a challenge because I personally do not have all of the good problem solving skills. Took me a long time to get that. So just getting 4 kids together in the car with everything we were supposed to have could be a challenge. So having kids close together takes a real toll on parents. And if a parent is alone in this, it's even, parents need a break. They need a break. Okay. Another thing that could also make life more difficult when raising children is when there is conflict within the family, when family members are not getting along, when there is all the stress and angst and upset and negative thoughts and behaviors involved when family members are not getting along. Well, kids kind of get caught up in that, or even worse, or their needs are not met because all the energy is focused on whatever that conflict is. It's very hard. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I certainly have, and I have caught myself doing it when my kids were smaller. I am angry at something or someone, like my partner, my mother, whoever it might be, and I catch myself hollering at the kid, "Shut up, go sit down." I catch myself hollering at the kid. So I'm misdirecting, that anger towards that child when I'm really angry at the other person. Stuff like that. Another thing is when parents they haven't been around kids, maybe. That happens sometimes. They don't know what the heck to expect out of a newborn, a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and so on. Do not know what to expect. And therefore, expectations can be really unrealistic, and therefore bringing up a lot of stress and worry and anger and frustration because we don't know what the kid is capable of or understands. I'll give you another example. Teen mom, not that teen moms always do this because this is not the situation. This happened, this was a teen mom, had a baby, 1-year-old. In the old days, guys, guess what? There were not remote controls. Do you know who the remote controls were in the house? The kids. Okay, had a baby, 1-year-old, walking little boy walking. And mom says, go change the channel on the TV. Baby understood to a degree, walked to the TV and turned the knob. And mom says, turn it to channel 3. Baby's 1. Baby knows what the knob is, somehow, figured that out, has no clue what number 3 is. Mom got frustrated. Now you say, oh man, that's ridiculous. That would never happen to me. But it does happen. Similar things happen. We must know what our child is developmentally, physically, and cognitively able to do at certain ages. When we don't, when we expect too much, then it's frustrating for us and it's definitely hurtful to the child. When we give the child too much responsibility before they are ready for it, and it has long-term effects, negative effects. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about kids that we like and kids that we don't like. You say, well, I love all my kids. Yeah. Which ones do you like the best? Oh, no, I don't play favorites. If that's the case, that's wonderful. But oftentimes there are certain children that we may become, it's easier to become irritated with them. We may catch ourselves being harder on them or expecting more out of them or being harsher in our response to them than we do the other child or children. There are many reasons for this. My mother used to say, it's because she's just like you, Patty. Yeah. So it is easy to do without meaning to, without realizing it. Now, some parents will tell you, I love my child, but I don't like them. And it could be that they don't like the behavior that is going on at that point in the child's life. However, having a negative attitude towards the child is detrimental. The other day, I heard a mother on the phone. Right now, we're going through times when parents are being teachers, and it is very difficult. And this particular mom has 0 to none patience. And when it comes to her child, her understanding and expectation is very high, unable for the child to meet. I heard her on the phone with the child's father. He's a stupid idiot. Whoa. I wondered, is the kid in the room when she's saying this? How does that child feel when he hears his mother say that? The person that is supposed to love him more than anybody, protect him more than anybody, has just crushed him with her words. Okay, negative attitudes. Another situation that brings about more stress for the parent and for the children or the child is what we call authoritarian parenting styles with lots of control and very little warmth. In other words, there's not a lot of hugging, touching, loving words. It's all, these are the rules, you stick to the rules. There is no questioning of the rules. If you break the rules, I'm going to severely punish you. The kid has no voice, the kid has no choice, and the kid will begin to lie and sneak and cheat and steal and do everything they can behind the parent's back. And therefore, what happens? Parent is frustrated, is angry, doesn't know what to do, and oftentimes lashes out in anger at the child. Okay. Physical punishment is something that has been debated, and some are in favor, saying, a little smack on the butt isn't going to kill them. Others are saying, oh, no, 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 that is terrible, awful, don't do that. But one thing we do know, when children are severely physically punished, they are more likely to become resentful and angry, sneak around, run away, become involved in illegal behaviors, hang out with people, gangs, groups of kids that are probably not the best associates, that lead to problems. Because the more you put your thumb and abuse someone, the more they want to get away and get even. So it's just a thought. Okay. Another thing that we know is that if parents themselves have been abused, mistreated, neglected, abandoned, we carry baggage. When bad stuff has happened to us, we carry baggage. And even though we say, I'll never do this and I'll never do that when I grow up, we oftentimes, to our dismay, catch ourselves doing the exact things we said we wouldn't do. Very difficult. Other things that come into play are substance abuse problems. When a parent, caregiver, whoever has a problem with substances, it's very difficult to be there for the children in the family. The other piece of this is if I have drugs in my house, whether I'm using them, whether I'm selling them, or whether I'm holding them for somebody else who is selling them, I am putting my children's safety, mental, physical, emotional safety at risk. I may not think so. But when the police come and beat down the door, and do you think that they know or are interested that there's a 2-year-old standing in the hallway when they come busting through? Do you think that when the thieves come to steal the drugs, steal the money, that they are least bit concerned with whatever little folks are in their way? No. When mom or dad ODs and the child is left there, we've seen cases where children have actually died in their cribs, in their home, because they were too little to save themselves, to get out of the house. And they've died. So it's just a thought. Okay. When parents themselves are really struggling with self-esteem, depression, emotional instability, it's so hard then to be stable and effective for the children. So these are all factors that come into play. A lot of times people just don't have social networks. They don't have the friends and families to support them because, as I said again, parents need a break. We love our kids, but there are times when life just heaps up on us and we need a break. Okay. So those are some of the details. High stress. Don't want to forget that one. High stress. When we're really stressed out, we say and do things that we do not intend. We sometimes, our thinking isn't clear. So it's easy to lash out and say or do something that we never would have done otherwise. So those are just some factors that make parenting more difficult, with the result being that there are times when parents may be abusive. So they are not disciplining, which is teaching and training and guiding. They are abusing because all this stuff is going on. So makes life more difficult, makes parenting more difficult. So one of the things that helps parents is know how old your child is, what they're capable of, what they understand, and what they can do. That really helps. Making sure that there is a plan and strategy in place for when we are stressed, when we are anxious, making sure our children are safe. There's not drugs in our house. We're not getting drunk and intoxicated in front of our children. So, thinking ahead in that respect. Okay. And learning how to manage our stress, taking good care of ourselves. You say, man, I've got 4 kids. They are 1, 2, 3, and 4 years old. I don't have time. Make time, honestly. Figure out a way to do something that helps you to reduce your stress, that is not going to bring more problems, is not substance related or illegal behaviors. So find a way to de-stress on a regular basis. Stress builds up every single day. Every single day we need to do a little something, whether it's stand in the shower, sit in the tub, take a walk around the block, something. You say, I can't get in the shower because my kid cries. Okay. Then find a way to take the shower, plan ahead, give that kid a nap, do something. Get a break for yourself. It's not impossible. We are only limited by our thinking. So think big. Think outside the box, as they say. Okay. One of the number one helpful things is getting support. If you're having trouble, get help. Call somebody, call a family, call an agency, call a counselor. Get support. Reach out, see what's out there, get online, figure out, are there some mommy and me situations, programs? Are there some crisis nursery options? What is it? You need a break. Please do yourself and your kids a favor and get yourself a break. Okay, don't forget to turn that homework in order to get full credit. So I am hoping that you are going to have a good day and happy parenting. Kids are only little once, and then they're gone.